Are there rules, Eboni K. Williams, of snitching? Are there?
Yeah, this is what yes, 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 yes. So if you're snitching, and for the sake of this conversation, I mean snitching because you're in the game and you're ratting on a co-conspirator, or you're just a law-abiding citizen and you want to cooperate with law enforcement to keep your neighborhood safe. Either one.
And I'm also bringing this up because of Joshua Brown, because underlying his murder, which I think is very nefarious. There's also some notion that perhaps the streets didn't like him
testifying.
Yeah. I mean, the attorney for the family said that he did not want to testify, that he left. He went to California beforehand, and he was very apprehensive, very nervous about testifying.
So that goes actually to my first pointer. I'm gonna call it that. These are EKW's pointers on snitching: how to and how to not. First pointer: whenever possible, do that in private. And this is what I mean by that. Some people are going to hear that and go, oh, well, how are you going to testify in court in private? First of all, don't ever back up. First thing to snitch, get your own legal representation. You should never be a cooperating witness in any capacity because you're a co-conspirator or you just law-abiding citizen without your own independent legal representative. What I mean by this is this. I've seen this as a defense lawyer. The DA or the prosecutor will hold themselves out as if they are representing the cooperating witness. Y'all have seen it, right? They're not. Yeah. They're not. They got a different objective. They got a different agenda. There might be alignment, but at some point it will deviate and you will be messed up. So get yourself an attorney. That's the first thing.
So you always need your own advocate.
Yes, Drew. Number one. Number two, do it in private. This is where your own advocate comes in. Now, I've had clients, normally co-conspirators, criminals themselves, right, or accused as such, and they've said to me, Miss Williams, I can't do that kind of time. That's why I said on State of the Culture, my other question, how much time can you do? Yeah. Okay, if you know you ain't cut out for that life, you can't do that kind of time, we need to talk about cooperating, okay, if that's an option. I can arrange it as your lawyer that you can give your testimony in closed doors. We see it in politics all the time, right? So we see open Senate hearings and judiciary inquiries, and then we have closed door ones. It's the same thing in the court of law. Oftentimes you can arrange, especially with grand juries and all these different things, where you can give your eyewitness testimony behind closed doors. And we don't see enough of it because enough, I'm about to say snitches, cooperating witnesses don't have their own legal counsel.
So Mr. Joshua Brown could have done this privately.
Potentially. Now, or what he could have done, it wouldn't have had the same impact. Now, I don't want to be misleading. Nothing is going to give the same impact as you in that courtroom, on that stand, doing that eyewitness testimony, pointing that finger at that defendant and saying, that's who I saw. That's the most compelling thing. But a statement is also compelling. When they say this person, there's a sworn testimony, a sworn statement to that point. And that could have been a better, more comfortable situation for Mr. Brown.
Yeah. I know I've been on a jury where we actually had someone give their sworn testimony via video.
That too. That's another way to do it.
But you can see
you can still see him.
Right.
You could still see them.
And that was his issue as well, is that, he
didn't want to be seen.
Right.
Yeah. And again, I wish, and I don't think that he
on TV
did have his own counsel, because at that point, the state, to me, had a pretty compelling case. That case did not turn on his testimony.
Right. Right.
And that makes a difference, too. See, again, if I would have been able to represent this young brother, like, listen, they're going to have to get it somewhere else. Real talk. They can't get everything from you because your risk is too high.
But don't they have a responsibility to protect him if he has said, I feel like I'm in danger if I participate in this?
You got to negotiate that on the front end. So that's step three. Step three, you have to negotiate all of those terms, whether it's witness protection, whether it's security, whether it's the scope of your testimony and the protections, the quid pro quo of that must be agreed upon by the state or the feds on the front end. You cannot it's giving the goodies away. Yeah. And now I want to talk about what I want in return. Why do
I already got it from you now.
Yeah. Right.
Note to self.
Yeah.
No, I'm just playing. That goes in many
That's like
areas.
asking for dinner afterwards.
Hey, sis.
Right. Okay. Continue, Eboni K. Williams.
Okay, so get your own counsel, number one. Number two, try to make it in private if possible. Number three, negotiate your protections from the state or whatever on the front end. Number four, specifically, if you are a fellow criminal or co-conspirator, personally, if you were talking the way Tekashi 6ix9ine was talking, which was everything, no limit soldier, right? you should not be, in my legal opinion, doing any time in jail.
Yeah.
None. So the fact that he's doing that much wide open testimony, talking about everything and everybody he's ever seen since he was born, and you're still looking at potentially 5 to 10.
What was the point?
What was the point?
What was he looking at before that?
He was looking at 50. He was looking at 50 to life.
So 5 is not bad.
But I think he gave away. It just doesn't look like a good deal to me on the outside.
Nothing?
I mean, I'm not going to Monday morning back this sister who's a brilliant attorney representing him. Yeah. But to me, I think from what I see on the outside, he could have gave them less for that much time.
Okay.
Yeah. At least that's been my legal experience.
Just give him Cardi B.
But everything that he gave up
for 5 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Everything he gave up, he should have gotten out free and like a ticket to Utah.
Speaking of protection, like why did he not want? Like he knows that he's going to have he's plotting for a music career after this. Why is he not? Why does he want to not have protection?
Witness protection.
Yeah.
Okay, so my co-host on State of the Culture, Mr. Joe Budden, he's got a theory. He might not be wrong. He thinks that that's all rhetoric. Right, that we as the public are being told, well, Tekashi 6ix9ine's refusing witness protection, but that when it really hit the fan,
them tattoos coming off, and his name is going to be Pedro Morales.
That's exactly what Joe thinks, and maybe.
Yeah.
If I care anything about this young man, that's what I'm advising him. You're not in a position, brother, to be walking around with a target on your head like this.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's actually a suicide attempt, in my legal opinion.